It's Billy the Beard with the Sports Profits, and I'm here to bring you 2 free game breakdowns for Monday, February the 19th. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Don't be shy, get down in those comments, let us know what you think about these game breakdowns. If you like our content, show some support, hit that like button. Most importantly, turn that notification bell so you're always informed. We are going to dive into some President's Day college basketball, diving into a couple games here. We're going to start out with Kansas State versus Texas. Both of these teams are coming off a loss. This is going to be a game where the Longhorns are hosting the Wildcats, and this is going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard tip-off over at Moody Center in Austin, Texas. The Kansas State Wildcats, they're 11th in the Big 12 Conference. They have a 15-10 record. That includes 5-7 in conference play. They have lost 6 of their last 7 games. They're coming off a loss to TCU, 25-72. Tyler Perry had the best game of the season, scoring 24 points in that game. Can he continue that type of success? Now we have Cam Carter. He leads the Wildcats. He averages 15.5 points per game for the season. Kansas State, they're a poor shooting team. They're 43.4% from the field, which is good for 259th in the nation. And they are 30.5% from three-point territory. That's 326th in the nation. Now, the Longhorns, they're 9th in the Big 12. They have a 16-9 record for the season, 5-7 in conference play. They have lost 4 of their last 6 games. They're coming off a tough loss. They got defeated 82-61 to Houston. Dylan Daisu had 16 points, 7 rebounds in that game. And Max Abrams, he leads the Longhorns right now, averaging 17.3 points per game, 4.4 assists per game. The Longhorns, they're 17th in the country, shooting 37.7 points from threes. And they're 35th, shooting 47.6 from the field. So when I dive into some of these betting trends here, Kansas State, they're 12-13 against the spread for the season. They're 4-3 against the spread on the road, 4-5 against the spread following the loss. Texas, they're 9-16 against the spread, 5-10 against the spread at home, 5-3 against the spread at a loss. So the trends are there for the trend junkies. Now, this is a game where both these teams are struggling lately. They need to step it up. They want to get in a better position within the Big 12 Conference. Again, Texas, they have a lot to prove, especially after that massive defeat to Houston. They do have a better roster than the Wildcats, and they're going to be an 8.5-point favorite going into this one. The Longhorns, they won their first game this season against Kansas State, 69-66 on the road. The Texas, they're one of the better shooting teams in the league, and I just see them really catching fire against this Wildcat defense and comfortably securing that win, blowing out this 8.5-point spread. So I'm going to go ahead and put my money on the Texas Longhorns minus 8.5 points over at BetMGM. Stepping into the second game, we have Iowa State Cyclones visiting the Houston Cougars. This will be a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard tip-off at Fertitta Center in Houston, Texas. The Iowa State Cyclones, they're top of the Big 12 Conference. They have a 20-5 record for the season, 9-3 in conference play. They're ranked 10th in the nation. They have won 4 games in a row, and they're coming off that 82-74 win over Texas Tech. Keyshawn Gilbert, he had the best performance of the season. He scored 24 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for the Cyclones. He leads the team right now with 14.2 points per game. Iowa State, they're 36th in the nation, shooting 47.6% from the field, and they're 67th in scoring, an average of 78.7 points per game. Now, the Houston Cougars, they are ranked 3rd in the nation, and they're sitting in 2nd place in the Big 12 Conference. They have a 22-3 record, 9-3 in conference play. Houston, they are winners of 8 of their last 9 games. They're coming off a big win over Texas, 82-61. And LJ Cryer, he scored a season-high 26 points against the Longhorns. He leads the Houston Cougars with an average of 15.3 points per game for the season. And right now, the Cougars are on top of the NCAA defensively. They are only allowing 55 points per game, limiting opponents to 37.2 shooting percentage from the field. Diving into the betting trends, we have Iowa State. They're 18-7 against the spread for the season. They're 5-2 against the spread on the road. They are 13-6 against the spread following a win. Houston, they are 12-12-1 against the spread for the season. 9-4-1 against the spread at home. 10-10-1 against the spread following a win. So this game, it's going to have a feel like we're already in the March Madness tournament. I know we're a little early, but this is going to be a game showcasing two of the best teams from the Big 12. They're going to collide tonight in Houston. Cougars are ranked third in the nation, but they are behind the Cyclones in conference play. So in the standings in the Big 12, they're below them, but nationwide they have a better ranking. Houston, they won all of their Iowa State has won their previous 3 games against Houston and overall, and that includes a 57-53 win earlier this season. So Houston this year, they're perfect at home. They have the best defensive team in college basketball. When I see a matchup that has a spread like this, it's at 8.5 right now at DraftKings, I jump all over it. I am going to put my money on the Houston Cougars minus 8.5 available at DraftKings. Lock it and clock it.